Hi Gemini, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm going to be doing a past, present, and future reading for you. Past, present, and future. And then this is the oracle card that came out for the very end of the reading. So for your past, your cards that came out are the Six of Cups with the Nine of Swords, the Death card, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Swords reversed. So the core theme of the past, I made a whole bunch of notes on this reading, so I'll just go through my notes with you. The core theme of the past is this reading feels like nostalgia mixed with emotional pain and a difficult but necessary transformation. So the Six of Cups points strongly to the past itself, memories, childhood, or a past relationship. So for you, this often signals revisiting something familiar or emotionally significant, sometimes with a sense of innocence or longing. And then the Nine of Swords. Now we see the shadow side of that nostalgia. This card suggests anxiety, regret, overthinking, or even guilt tied to those memories. You may have been mentally stuck, replaying situations or struggling with what ifs. And then the Death card, Scorpio energy, this is the turning point. It's not literal. It represents a major ending and transformation. So something tied to the past, something tied to that past, likely emotional or relational, had to end, even if it was painful. This card says that chapter closed for a reason. And then the Seven of Pentacles says that after the ending, there's a pause, reflection. You may have been waiting, reassessing, or questioning whether your emotional investment was worth it. This is a card of patience, but also uncertainty. And then the King of Swords reversed. This is a powerful final note for the past. Upright, this king is clear, logical, and truthful. But reversed, it can indicate emotional detachment or coldness, miscommunication or dishonesty, manipulation or judgment. So this could mean that you were dealing with someone emotionally unavailable or harsh, or you yourself became guarded, cynical, or mentally overwhelmed, losing clarity. So your past shows a deep emotional connection or memory that turned into a source of stress and mental anguish. You may have held on to something longer than you should, struggling internally before finally going through a significant emotional ending. And after that ending, there was a period of reflection and waiting, but clarity was still clouded. Either another person's behavior or your own mental state became defensive, confused, or overly analytical. You held onto something meaningful, but it caused you more pain than peace. Letting go was necessary. even if it took time, and even after you were still trying to make sense of it. And even after you were still trying to make sense of it, that's hard. Look at this card, Gemini. You can be your own knight. You may be in a dire situation you need escaping from. Rest assured, you have the power within to persevere. You already know you don't need to be rescued by a charming prince or a chivalrous knight in shining armor. You've got your own shield and sword, and God help anyone who thinks that they can do a better job. Be your own knight. And then your present message, your cards that came out are Seven of Swords reversed, Five of Swords, Seven of Wands reversed, Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So this present spread feels mentally intense and conflict heavy, but also like a turning point where truth is starting to surface. So for you, it reads as a shift from confusion to awareness, but not without friction. So the core theme of your present situation is facing truth, dealing with conflict, and struggling to regain confidence or direction. So this card is the Seven of Swords reversed is about the truth. This is about truth coming out, secrets being exposed, self-deception ending, or you realizing something you were avoiding. There's a strong sense of you can't keep pretending anymore. And then the Five of Swords, now we see the conflict. So this can be arguments, tension, or power struggles, winning at the cost of peace, or lingering resentment. And combined with the previous card, it suggests truth has caused or revealed conflict. The Seven of Wands reversed, this shows feeling overwhelmed or giving up the fight. You may feel defensive but exhausted, like you can't keep standing your ground. Or you're unsure if something is worth fighting for anymore. And then the Page of Pentacles reversed. This points to a lack of progress or direction, especially in something practical or long-term. It could be missed opportunities, a lack of motivation, feeling stuck or not grounded. And it can also suggest not learning from the situation yet or struggling to apply the lessons. And then the last card is the Page of Swords, and this is the shift. This card represents curiosity, observation, wanting truth and clarity, watching, thinking, analyzing. So your energy shows up strongly here. Despite everything, you are starting to think clearly again. You're seeking answers instead of avoiding them. Right now, you're in a phase where truth is unavoidable. Something hidden or unclear has come to light, and it's triggering conflict or tension, either internally or with others. You may feel drained from defending yourself, unsure whether to keep fighting or walk away. Or you may feel disconnected from practical progress or stability. But the key shift is you're becoming aware again. Even if things feel messy, you're moving from avoidance to confrontation to observation. So you're seeing things for what they really are now, even if it's uncomfortable. The conflict is real and it's draining you, but you're starting to think more clearly and figure out your next move. The Page of Swords is crucial. It says this isn't the end of confusion, but it's the beginning of clarity. You're watching, you're learning, and mentally recalibrating. And then your future, remember, be your own knight. You can be your own knight. Your future messages: Nine of Cups reversed, the World, the Star, the Sun reversed, and the Four of Swords reversed. So these cards show healing and completion are coming, but your internal state still needs alignment to fully enjoy it. So these cards, the core theme of the future is a major cycle completes, healing begins, but emotional fulfillment depends on inner clarity and restlessness being resolved. So, first card, Nine of Cups reversed. This starts with emotional dissatisfaction. So something doesn't feel as fulfilling as expected, or wishes are not landing the way you imagined, or you're realizing this isn't actually making me happy. It's a reality check about what you truly want. And then the World. This is big. It signals completion of a major life cycle, a closure, an integration, a leveling up, or you're walking away from something fully. Whatever you've been going through, especially tied to the past and the present readings, it's reaching its natural end. And then the Star, after that ending comes healing and renewal. This card is saying that hope returns. It's a card of emotional and spiritual healing, a sense of calm after chaos. So it's a very positive, gentle energy, like finding peace again. And the Sun reversed. This is interesting because the Sun upright is pure joy, but reversed, it can suggest that happiness is there, but it's muted or delayed. Or maybe self-doubt or lingering heaviness is blocking your joy. Or you're not fully feeling the good that's actually present. So the blessings are there, but you may struggle to fully embrace them. And then the Four of Swords reversed, this is restlessness. So you're coming out of a period of rest, but not fully recharged. It can be mental burnout or difficulty slowing down or wanting to move forward, but still carrying tension. It can also mean that you need healing, but you're not giving yourself enough time to fully truly recover. So you're heading toward a major closing chapter, and that's a good thing. There's real healing, hope, and brighter energy ahead. But emotionally, there's a catch. You may still feel unsatisfied or disconnected even when things improve, or you might struggle to fully experience happiness, or there may be a sense of restlessness instead of true peace. So the future isn't lacking positivity, it's more about your needing to align internally to receive it. So in the past, you had emotional attachment, then pain, a difficult ending, and mental confusion. In the present, you have the truth coming out, conflict, exhaustion, but gaining awareness. And then the future is closing, healing, and an opportunity for happiness, but internal resistance. Okay? You're going to close this chapter and start healing, and things will genuinely improve. But if you don't process what you've been through, you might still feel unsatisfied or restless, even when life gets better. So the advice from Spirit is to don't chase external happiness. Allow the ending to fully complete. Lean into healing, not distraction. Be mindful of negative thinking patterns and actually rest and integrate. Don't rush forward. You've been holding on to something that once felt meaningful, familiar, maybe even safe, but it also brought you a lot more anxiety than peace. You replayed things in your mind, questioned yourself, and carried emotional weight that slowly became too heavy. Deep down, you knew something had to end, even if you weren't ready at the time. And when it did, it left you trying to make sense of everything, unsure of what was real and what wasn't. And right now, you're in a space where the truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Things are being revealed, either about a situation, a person, or even yourself, and it's creating tension. You might feel drained, like you've been fighting a battle that isn't getting you anywhere. Part of you wants to stand your ground, and another part of you is just tired. There's confusion about what to do next, and it may feel like you've lost momentum or direction. But even in this, something important is happening. You're starting to see clearly again. You're observing, learning, and becoming more aware. You may not have all the answers yet, but you're no longer blindly stuck. You're waking up to what's really going on. And then looking ahead, this chapter of your life is coming to a full close. There's an ending here that leads to a new level of growth. And with it comes real healing. You'll find peace again. You'll feel hope again. There is light ahead of you. But here's the truth you need to hear. Even when things start getting better, you may still feel a sense of emptiness or restlessness if you don't fully process what you've been through. You might struggle to feel happy as you expected. Not because happiness isn't there, but because part of you is still carrying the past. You don't need to rush forward. You don't need to have it all figured out right away. What you do need is to give yourself real time to rest, to heal, and to reconnect with what truly fulfills you, not what you thought would. This is a turning point for you, not just in what you're leaving behind, but in how you choose to move forward. So let go fully. Be honest with yourself. Allow yourself to heal before chasing what's next. Okay? Your healing journey begins. Joy is coming. A new chapter of hope and happiness awaits. Light, clarity, and renewal are on the horizon. This transformation brings you the peace you deserve. This is the end of the struggle. This is the start of your glow up, okay? You're stepping into your best life yet, Gemini. The universe has your back. Big changes are here. You went from confusion to clarity. Your bright future awaits you. Growth, healing, and happiness are coming your way. So that is your reading. Let me know if it resonated with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel these messages. And remember, you can be your own knight. You don't need anybody else. Take good care. I'll see you next time. Bye.